Ever wonder how certain establishments manage to stay afloat with such sparse customer traffic? It's a puzzle when a business appears to have an intricate setup, making it challenging to discern its true value. Perhaps it's the prime real estate location, yet the foot traffic remains conspicuously low. Then there are those predominantly cash-based operations. It's easy to speculate if you've stumbled upon a front for money laundering, perhaps even unknowingly passing by a few. As we delve into the list, particularly the latter entries, you'll find yourself pondering some intriguing scenarios. Presented below are the prevalent types of businesses often entangled in money laundering ventures. Candy stores. Do these candy stores afford to pay rent in the most expensive places? How much money is in candy? Well, as it turns out, a lot of dirty money. Not only did they find that these establishments were used for money laundering, but they had to put a hold on their assets, which meant the police had to confiscate the candy and put it all into evidence. Claw machine and play areas. Since you winning prizes, the accounting for these businesses is shady because they justify it as well. This month, the customer won X amount of iPhones and hundreds of $100 bills. The thing is, you need a lot of them in a lot of places to justify the cash flow, and some laser tag businesses have also had a history of money laundering as well. Car wash. The most hated character in Breaking Bad knew what needed to be done, so they bought a car wash in order to launder the money that they obtained legally. Supplies. Consistent clientele, high cash volume, and a lot of miscellaneous items up for sale. At the above market rate, the supplier says they sold 100 air fresheners this week that they purchased for $1 a piece and sold for 15 bucks. If something is way overpriced but still shown on accounting sheets as being sold at high value, well, that's a massive red flag from money laundering. Restaurants are in a constant flow of fresh produce. If there are restaurants in your neighborhood that stay in business, although they almost never have customers and the food is pretty bad, well, now you know why. Laundromats. The myth is tied to Al Capone, who is said to have had laundromats to clean up his money. And this is where the term money laundering comes from. It used to be pretty common for mobsters to buy laundromats and even set up shop in the back room. Art galleries. The art market is a perfect playground for money laundering. Let's say you've got a friend who paints on paper. You pay them $100,000 for a painting, but in reality, he just gave them 10% of the money for taxes on the $100K. Then you bribe an appraisal for the value of the painting that you just bought at $1 million. Then you donate the painting to a museum and get a $1 million tax cut for less than 50. Welcome to the world of art, where intangible value is the name of the game. Strip clubs. This one's pretty obvious, right? And there are a lot of ties with even more criminality. Not to mention that some of these establishments operate illegally as brothels and are actually a part of a massive international chain of human trafficking. Psychic reading. Psychics are one of the most common ways that people launder money. You can make up your hourly rate. You can make up the number of customers you helped, and nobody's going to ask for a refund. Not only do they use this venture to launder money, but even scam their customers by emotionally manipulating them. The most common way is to say that the bad luck they've encountered recently in their lives is because of a curse that was put on them in exchange for thousands of dollars. The psychic will be willing to break that curse for you. Nail and beauty salons. Every business is pretty much the same, and criminals have been using them as fronts for years. It's hard to track down how many people come and go with expensive appliances. This doesn't flow and seems out of place, that are never around, and more. Some spots or massage parlors are also in line here. Cash-only parking. You pay by the hour and you pay by the day. But if you look at the books at these places, you'll realize there are plenty of ghost cars that have been parked in and out without ever being there. Even if there are cameras at the entrance and exit, they usually malfunction when these cars come and go. Churches. Bet you didn't see this one coming, since churches are not obligated to file financial documents. They're perfect for money laundering. There's an estimate that at least 1 in 5 churches commits money laundering or other financial misdemeanors. Flower shops. Have you noticed how there are 24-hour open flower shops? It's not really something you pay attention to, but what in the world does a flower shop sell at 1 a.m.? These are usually used for the sale of drugs or illegal merchandise. Because flowers are such a perishable item, it's easy for them to say they sold 1 million tulips on Mother's Day without batting an eye. If you think non-stop flower shops are crazy, well, wait until the next one. Cash to crypto assets. The NFT craze was insane. Crypto tumblers had been around for a while on the dark web, where people throw in their crypto from unmentionable sources. They get mixed in with all the questionable cryptos, and then they get randomly redistributed crypto coins like Monero were the go-tos because they provided no source of the transaction. So how did the money launder work? Well, some miner has 100 bitcoins on a hardware wallet. You give them $3 million of dirty money in cash. In exchange for the wallet, you take the wallet, fly to Dubai, and buy yourself a villa on the palm with the crypto. Since they don't ask you the source of the funds, you hold the villa for a couple of years, then you sell it for laundered cash without paying any taxes on the transaction. So if you have a lot of cash to invest, why not join Simply Money and learn ways to invest in index funds, stocks, bonds, real estate, and more?